Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Master Nightfall run on Scarlet Keep with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker top 3 with Marksman Dodge. Next, I'll be using the 7 Seraph Officer Revolver with backup mag. Next, I'll be using the Infinite Path 8 Pulse Rifle. If you do not have it, I recommend this Pulse Rifle. Next, I'll be using Xenophage as well for my DPS and to make Warmind cells. For my helmet, I'll be using double machine gun ammo finder with mobility mod and shield break charge. Next, I'll be using unstoppable hand cannon with anti-barrier pulse rifle with fire mobility mod and high energy fire. For the exotic, I'll be using the 6 Coyote with concussive dampener, machine gun reserves, 5 discipline mod, and taken charge. Next, I'll be using double machine gun scavenger with global rage and the 10 resistance. Lastly, I'll be using mobility mod +5 with spoils of war, and I'll be using the Schwarzschild condenser. I was actually supposed to put bomber instead of this artifact mod. Then lastly, I'll be using the Wrath of Rasputin. Alright, I'll be really honest with you guys. I actually did not want to add commentary for this Nightfall because I was very tired and I kind of lost my patience for this Nightfall since it requires a lot to do a master solo run. But I felt guilty of not adding commentary for this video, so I'm just doing it for you guys. What I like to do is pass these acolytes, these ads, and I'm going to take down these 2 acolytes, and they like to move around and play hide and seek. If you guys remember Saphathin's song, well, this is 5 times worse. So I'm going to deal with the snipers, throw a nade, and then I'll be taking down the shield for the anti-barrier champion. Once I do that, I like to use my finisher. Since we have spoils of war, we can get some heavy. Since we don't have high barrier or high ornaments, I'm going to rely on using finishers to get heavy for my Xenophage, since Xenophage will be my DPS weapon and to take down the wizards. Now I'm going to take my time to take down these ads, and there's going to be a wizard at the left side. I like to quickly take it down. If you don't, it will fly to the right side and it will give you a lot of stress. So always take it down quickly as possible, the wizard. Next, what I like to do is try my best to make a Warmind cell, which is why I'm using this weapon. Other than that, shoot it with a use Xeno to shoot down the Warmind cell to take them out quickly, and I'll be dealing with the next anti-barrier champion. I lost count of how many champions are there, so here I like to just take down this first champion, and I wouldn't bother myself using a finisher for this one. So once I clear down a couple of ads, I'm going to take down the next champion. And now you're probably wondering why there are so many champions this Nightfall. I do not know. I think Bungie was very hyper and they had an idea of let's put more than 25 champions. And then that's what happened. Now, sometimes these barrier champions like to move back to the mini bridge. As you can see, I didn't kill it quickly, so it moved. So always try your best to take them down fast, or they will move like where you can see here, or sometimes it can give you a hard time. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not using a submachine gun in this Nightfall. For console, the recoil is horrible. Recommend for console players to use a pulse rifle. I have tried using the Ikelo submachine gun. Did not work out. So I'm just letting you guys know I did test it out. Now we're gonna take down the wizard. And we're gonna see a lot of them. A lot. There is a mod for Arc where Arc can melt you very bad, so be careful when wizards are shooting you. Always back up, take cover. If on a warlock, take cover using healing rift, and always be careful. And if Titan, pop a shield and take cover. I was trying to go up on this platform, but my hunter was bouncing. Wasn't sure why. So what I like to do first is dunk the orb first and then take down a champion. When you do dunk the orb, the champion is going to move near the bridge. So I like to take it down first. I use my super just to clear down the ads, because when trying to do DPS on the champion, the ads will go very aggressive and it will kill you. That's why I use my super, and I might as well use my super because this nightfall is very long. So always try to use your super as much as you can. Here we're gonna have a lot of ads spawning. Thralls, always take them down. My war mind cell fell down, a bit RNG. Now this knight, we're gonna see them at the boss fight. So always take them down quickly. Always take them down quickly and use your finisher. If it does back away, pull back, and then you can do DPS at the knight. Now over here, I was trying to take down these acolytes because they love to play hide and seek. Now I was trying to take down the Warmind cell. And sometimes it doesn't clear all the ads, even though I have global reach, by the way. I have it on, and sometimes it doesn't take down all the ads. Sometimes. Just to let everyone know about that. So once I take down a wizard, I'm going to dunk the second orb charge. I like to first go on the platform up here, then do invisibility, and then we're going to take down these cursed thralls. And of course, we're going to deal with another anti-barrier champion. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of those champions. Like, you thought this is the last one? Yeah, right. So yeah, this Nightfall will test out your patience. So always take down the cursed thralls, then you can dunk the orb, because if you ignore them, they will enrage and they will explode on you and they will kill you. And since they're arc, they can 2 to 3 shot you. Now I dunk the second. Champion will move to the bridge, but I highly recommend you take it down because this champion will walk at the end, nearly the end of the bridge. Not all the way in the end, but to the area where the unstoppable ogre and the ads will spawn. And you can see here I messed up. Here I fell down. So if this happens, then just clear down the ads and then take down the champion. So even with concussive dampener, I only have one. This champion can melt you, and this champion can shoot from far away. So definitely be careful. And I honestly don't like using pulse rifle. I wish Bungie can put scout, anti-barrier, or even better, put all anti-barriers on all primary weapons. Now we're going to deal with a couple of ads. I'd like to use my super stun the unstoppable champion very soon. I want to clear down the Arc Knights as much as I can. And once I do, then I deal with the unstoppable champion. So I like to first use a couple of Zeno. And what I like to do next is use my finisher so I can get some heavy. Now we clear down a couple of snipers, a couple of ads with the Warmind cell. So there will be a lot of snipers, and I would recommend to be careful with the snipers. They can two-shot you, by the way. So always be careful with the snipers. And now we're going to deal with a couple of ads, but I want to deal with the wizards, since the wizards are a big problem where they can shoot you from far away. Especially if you're on Warlock and Titan, you must kill them quickly or take cover and take them down, because they're the ones are going to kill you and give you a hard time. I try to make a Warmind cell so I can clear down these acolytes, all these ads. And now I'm going to deal more of these ads and deal with another barrier champion. That's right, we're going to deal with another barrier champion. It just goes on, and we're not even halfway of the Nightfall. So yeah, we're going to deal with a lot of them. Now this barrier champion likes to shoot far away. Take cover, clear down the ads first, and then take down the Shrieker. Once you take down the Shrieker, then you can take down the barrier champion. Now if using a sniper, yes, you can take down the barrier champion quickly. But the thing is, these ads, they like to shoot fireballs. You saw there. It was trying to throw at me. And it's just a little dangerous. So recommend you take down the ads. And then take down the Shrieker, then barrier champion. You can see here I'm using my pulse rifle. It isn't really good range. Here I decided to give it another shot to try to take down the barrier champion. To take see if I can kill it and then take down the Shrieker. But the Shrieker didn't open. So unfortunately, I wasted a lot of ammo and decided to take down the Shrieker first, then the barrier champion. And it likes to close a lot, the Shrieker. Now there is a way to take down the barrier champion and then turn invisible and just skip the Shrieker, but the problem with that method is too risky, it's too dangerous, so I wouldn't recommend to do that. Tried it many times, it just doesn't really work out efficiently. And trust me on that, I have tried it. So I have no heavy, so I'm just trying to use primary weapon so I can use my finisher and then get some heavy. Here I decided to skip a couple of ads because, you know, might as well skip them since they're not champions, and be careful when skipping them, especially if you're with your fire team. You can see there I almost fell down to my death. Now you can take down the barrier champion from the left quickly. But I decided to lure the champion. Because I wanted to use finisher on the champion so I can get more heavy. since I'm low, since I only have 11. Make sure you clear down all the ads too. They also like to melee you or to shoot you and throw fireballs at you. Now I'm just trying to see if I can take down this barrier champion and use my finisher. Be careful when using finisher on these champions near the edges, because sometimes the bricks can fall down and that could be a headache. It happened to me many times and it could be super annoying where I'm trying to get the heavy and then I fall down to my death of trying to get the heavy after using a finisher. Here I decided to use my super, since I had one, and take down the wizard. So once I do that, I go on this platform, and what I'm going to do is take down a couple of ads. So I decided not to capture the plate yet. First, I want to clear down the ads, take down the champion, and then capture one plate. Now in this video, there was one little mistake I did. I thought I captured the second plate, but I didn't. So you can tell that I did kind of lose my patience on this nightfall, and I was tired and exhausted, and this nightfall really took a lot of energy and stamina on me. So you can tell that I was tired. Very tired, and that's another reason why I didn't want to commentate in this video, because I was really tired, and I am tired and I have a little headache. So always take down this barrier champion before capturing the plate, especially with your fire team. So once I did that, I can get some heavy. Once I capture the plate, there will be snipers spawning. Take cover and always take them down before capturing the second plate. So there'll be 2 snipers. I was double checking if I killed the sniper, and I did. So next I'm going to be dealing with the second plate. And as I said before, I forgot to capture the second plate. I thought I did. So you will see very soon that I forgot. And it's just little mini mistakes. And you know what? Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. You can see here that sometimes I can make mistakes. Sometimes my runs are not perfect, you know? So, now what I'm going to do is deal with the champion. Another barrier champion. And sadly, we're going to deal with a lot of them throughout this nightfall. So, be prepared, because we're going to see a lot of them. Trust me on that. So you can see I forgot to capture the second plate, so my bad, always capture it, and then work on the third plate. So, over here decide to take down the wizard, and then clear down a couple of ads. Once I capture the third plate, then you can proceed to the next section. I forgot to capture the second plate, so, you know, like I said, nobody's perfect. I was just taking cover because I was on red health. When on red health, always take cover, especially on Grandmaster with your fire team. So here I was trying to figure out why the door was not open, and then I looked at the left side and I said, oh wait, I forgot to capture a plate. My bad. So you can tell that I was very sleepy in this video. Here I was just trying to clear down ads, and I was trying to figure out which plate I missed, and then I realized, oh, it's the other plate. So once you do capture the 3 plates, the door will open, then you can take down the champion. So once I captured the second plate that I missed, I decided to take down the next barrier champion from this area. So I was looking for it, and I wanted to take it down so I can get some heavy. And of course this barrier champion's being very stubborn. So always be careful when using finisher on the barrier champions when there are ads, especially snipers. So now we're going to proceed to the next area. So yeah, woo, this is very fun, isn't it? Yeah, this nightfall is way too long. So we're gonna take down these acolytes. And then there's gonna be a couple of red ads from the right side. Now, I wouldn't bar yourself trying to take down the champion. It will lag spawn to the left side. Recommend to ignore the champion until it spawns from the left side, which you will see very soon, that champion. But first, I want to deal with the snipers, then to deal with the barrier champion. So I was waiting for the second sniper to appear, and of course my Warmind self fell, which made me sad and about to cry. I quickly took down the barrier champion, and I'll be using my finisher so I can get some heavy. Since we have the Spoils of War artifact mod. I decided to take down the ads and thralls. I decided to use my kinetic weapon just to try my best to make more myself. And of course take down these ads as well. Always be careful with them, they do go a little aggressive. And of course shooting more myself. Now there's going to be another barrier champion. I like to quickly take it down before it moves near where the Shrieker is. So try your best to take down this barrier champion, because I honestly did not want to deal with this barrier at all. He was the one that was giving me a lot of trouble throughout this run. And now there will be a couple of snipers. So I tried using a pulse rifle to take down the snipers, but it didn't work out too well. So I was trying my best to make a Warmind cell to see if I can clear down the ads, especially the snipers. And you can see the snipers do hit, they do melt you. So I decided to use my invisibility and just go to the back to deal with the 2 champions. So there are 2 champions before the boss fight. So I like to go around here and then take down the ads. So next what I like to do is take down all the ads, and then we're going to deal with the barrier champion. And always be careful, do not go on the platform, the elevator, by the way. So I was being very cautious because I don't want to touch the elevator. I want to first take down all the champions. You can see there, I'm just being cautious. Next, I like to deal with the next champion. I prefer for Hunter to go over here, so it'll be easier for me to deal with these barrier champions since they like to dodge, hide behind walls, and take cover, and it can be super annoying. So, of course there is a shrieker, but I decided to ignore it. And I really wanted to get some heavy as well. So, now we'll be going to the boss fight, the elevator. Now I was trying to use my pulse rifle to take down the ads, but it didn't really work out too well, so I decided to just ignore them, even though there are a lot of points. Now on Legend, it would be necessary to take them down. Legend would be very, I would say Legend would be more stressful than Master for 100k, if I have to be really honest. Anyway, we're going to go to the first floor of the elevator. And there's going to be 2 barrier champions. I like to take down this first barrier champion quickly because it likes to move around next to the wizard. And we don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen, to be honest, because it will test out your patience. And this barrier champion will try to waste all your heavy. There are 2 ways for this method. You can take down the barrier champion and then the wizard, or take down the wizard and then take down the barrier champion. When taking down the wizard, the walls will disappear and the champion will move. Just to let you guys know, if you decide to take down the wizard and then the barrier champion, just be a little cautious when the walls will disappear and the champion will move where the elevator platform is. But I decided to do that because the barrier champion was always with the wizard, so I decided to kill the wizard and then have the champion move near the elevator. Another thing I'd like to mention is Warmind cells. You must be careful with the Warmind cells because they can break the crystals, which I did not want that to happen. And I didn't know that the Warmind cells can shoot the crystals, so that was something new I learned in this footage. Just be careful of not stepping on the platform if you accidentally shoot the crystal, which I did. So this barrier champion is trying its best to hide, and I'm trying my best not to touch the elevator platform. So always be careful. And this barrier champion is so aggressive. I was trying my best to take it down and use a finisher because I was running out of heavy. As you see, I only have 1 more Zeno. And it could be a headache, especially if you don't have any heavy, which you will see very soon at the boss fight, where I did not have a lot of heavy to deal with the champions. So now we're going to the second floor, the elevator, and there will be some ads that you can shoot. I try with a pulse rifle, but it just doesn't work out. Honestly, if scout rifles had anti-barrier, I would use a scout rifle instead of a pulse. If I have to be really honest. Or even a bow. I would use a bow than a pulse rifle. Definitely we use a bow. So now the second elevator, we're going to deal with an unstoppable champion. I like to use my super and lure the unstoppable champion to walk towards me a bit. But always be careful because this unstoppable champion can stomp you and one-shot you. So I use my finisher to get some heavy and to take down these ads as much as I can. So now there are two wizards. I like to take down the ads as much as I can. And like I said before, they love to play hide and seek. So always be careful with them. Oh, by the way, we kill all the barrier champions. So yay, isn't that fun? This wizard was hiding, and you can tell I was losing my patience a bit for this wizard hiding, because I don't want to walk towards the wizard, because I know it's going to use his arc attack and try to kill me, and it can be dangerous. Now I have to deal with the next wizard. And sadly, we're going to see more of these wizards. If you guys thought this is the last time you have to deal with these annoying wizards, I hate to disappoint you, but we're going to deal with more of them at the boss fight. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Luckily, I found some heavy bricks, and I could finally do some Zeno at the wizard. So now we're going to go to the boss fight. And like I said, there are ads, you can shoot them at the elevator, but since we hit over 30 minutes, you know, there's really no point of taking your time to shoot them down. For Warlock and Titan, you will have to know which walls to hide from these snipers, by the way. And always be careful with them, especially the snipers. Now I wanted to go for Titan for this week, but my Titan is not level up enough. I kept getting chest plates through all the pinnacles. Very annoying. Here I decided to take down the first wizard quickly. Then here I decided to just use my kinetic weapon to take it down. Always be careful with this wizard. They are very aggressive. Don't want to mess with them. So since it's on little health, I was debating if I should use a finisher or not. And decided no, I'm not going to use a finisher. Too dangerous. So now the boss will be spawning, and what I like to do is wait for my super, shoot a couple of damage on the boss. I wanted to use my Zeno and do as much DPS as I can with Zeno, and of course this boss can push you off the map, so if it does that little animation you saw, always dodge. And always be careful. So now I'm going to my little safe spot. And I'm going to take down these couple of thralls. Now these thralls can be dangerous. Sometimes they can clip through the safe spot, through the wall. So always be careful, they can push you off the map, these red ads. Now the one thing I would say you will have the most annoying part throughout this Nightfalls and Nights. Sometimes they can melee you, as you saw there, and then back away. And sometimes they can push you as well. So this could be a good thing or a bad thing, because for me, sometimes you can lure them to melee you and then you can push them off the map. But I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. I have tried it with the sword, by the way. You can, but it's just too dangerous. Wouldn't recommend to do it. These Arc Knights, they like to spam their shield where they can heal themselves and then move away, as you see here. Is health regain a bit. So always be careful with the Arc Knights. I was trying to take one down and I had no choice but to use Zeno, and I didn't want to at all. I wanted to save it for the boss and for the wizards that'll be spawning on the second phase. So yeah, always try your best to take down the Arc Knights. I want to take down the red ads just to make sure everything's safe so I can get out a little safe spot. When a boss does put a shield, 2 wizards will be spawning and a wave of ads. Always take down the wizard as fast as you can. Once you do, you should get a Warmind cell when killing it with Zeno. Then you can clear a couple of ads. The second wizard will hang around with the boss. For me, I decided to try to take down the Arc Knight. When the boss is at this shield, you don't have to worry the boss trying to push you off the map. Especially on this phase where you have to deal with the wizards and the Arc Knights. I was trying my best to take down the Arc Knight, but it kept hiding behind the walls. You can see here, it's playing a little game, hide and seek. And I'm trying to take down the Arc Knight. But the wizard keeps shooting at me, trying his best to kill me. And this Arc Knight is doing dodging back and forth. And it doesn't want to stay put. So always be careful when dealing with these Arc Knights. I think they're the most annoying, and the wizards. Here I was trying to save my Zeno. I wanted to just shoot down the wizard with my kinetic weapon as much as I can, because my Zeno was very low and I was worried, very worried about my heavy. Especially when we have to deal with more champions at the boss fight. And it wasn't good for me. And that's the bad thing about using double primary and using Zeno, because sometimes you don't have heavy. And even though you kill ads, sometimes heavy bricks don't pop. They don't appear. So luckily I got some heavy. And I'll be dealing with some DPS at the boss. Here I was just trying to wait for my dodge. I was waiting to have 2 dodges, just in case the boss tries to push me down. When using my super and then using my Xenophage at the DPS. So I decided to do some DPS at the boss. And once it pops his shield, we'll be dealing with the next phase. And this is when we have to deal with unstoppable ogres. And this is when it gets tricky, and this is when my heavy is low and I get a little worried. So always try your best to take down the Arachnites. And because I was low on heavy, I had to use my kinetic weapon to take down the champions. And it was dangerous because if you get too close to them, they will stomp you and kill you. And we have cursed thralls also trying to kill you as well. So around this phase, I was playing a little too risky, if I had to be really honest. So I'll definitely show what I highly don't recommend you do. But because I was desperate for heavy, for Xeno, I really needed Xeno to take down the unstoppable champions and the boss as well. So luckily I found some heavy. I decided to try to get it, but the unstoppable champions were guarding the heavy brick. And I was trying to get the heavy so I can deal with the first unstoppable champion quickly. So once you do take down the first unstoppable champion, then it gets a little less stressful. But dealing with 2 of them can be a little headache. And it's something I wouldn't recommend to deal with 2 of them at the same time. And you will see 2 of them were trying to kill me, and then I back away. So now you can see here, I'm trying to take down the first champion, but then the second one interfere, so I back away. Cancel my DPS. And then try again, try to take down the first champion. So always be careful. Now over here I did something risky. I highly don't recommend you do this. This was a bad idea. So if the second unstoppable champion stopped me, it was over. Highly recommend you don't use a finisher when there's a second champion enraged towards you. So that was a little lucky there. So always be careful when dealing with 2 champions at the same time. That's why it's always best to save Xenophage. That way you can deal with the first unstoppable champion. Then the second one you can use your finisher to get some heavy. But I really wanted to get some heavy, and you can see here I only have 4 left. And I'm low for the DPS at the boss. I was trying to take down the Arachnites, and they're the ones that can give a headache, especially with pulse rifle. The range for it and the recoil is just, for console, it's just a headache. It's just testing a lot of patience. And there's something that bothers me a lot, especially with the new mods, right? Like, why is it all in arms, you know? Like, why can't it be in other armor? And why can't we have anti-barrier mods, or, you know, in all primary weapons? If bows were anti-barriers, I would use a bow or a scout, especially for this Nightfall. Since in this Nightfall it's all about range, especially for console. Because I cannot use submachine gun. Tried it, doesn't work. The recoil is just horrendous, you know? So, over here, I had no Zeno, so I was trying my best to use my kinetic weapon to take it down. Since I know my pulse rifle wouldn't be as good at all, if I have to be really honest. So I was just trying to manipulate the wizard because I did not want this wizard to push me, and you saw there it tried to push me. So always be careful, and it messed up my DPS a bit. So always be careful with the wizard. And for Warlock and for Titan, definitely be careful. If it does it, slide. Just like the corrupted Nightfall, just slide and back away. And avoid the green teleportation where it can push you off the map. So now you can see that in this phase, I was supposed to have full ammo on Zeno, use my super and take it down quickly. Now this wizard sometimes can try to shoot you where I'm standing now and then back away. So always be careful with the boss. Here I was trying to get some heavy and pray for RNG if I can get some heavy bricks to take down the boss. And luckily in this footage I got some heavy bricks. And I was very happy. I was like, yes, finally. Bungie felt bad for me for once. Usually Bungie always never gives me heavy. So now I wanted to take down the boss. So I spam Zeno and try to take it down as much as I can. Of course it was using this attack and always avoid it. And I finally beat the boss. So there you go guys. Thank you so much for watching. This Nightfall definitely tested out my patience. I will say that Corrupted is more of testing of more of your patience in this Nightfall, because this Nightfall there is a safe spot, where Corrupted there's no safe spot you can hide at all, not so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.